Artists, ladies, listen up. I'm a music psychology researcher, and I'm here for you and your mental health. The reason the US doesn't fund art is because of the Cold War. In the 1950s, the US called state-funded arts and radio undemocratic. They scapegoated Russia's funding of composers as tools of propaganda. Might that be true? Meanwhile, this whole time, the propaganda and the joke has been on us. This reinforced the idea that art is only important as it is sellable, which pervades our culture, because our culture is based on how much money we make. So we don't have a sophisticated arts culture where art is even partially state-funded. There's a pervading idea that art shouldn't be funded. People expect it's not funded. People want to feel in control of who they approve and buy tickets of and like. People don't want their tax dollars to go to something that they don't approve of. We don't even have a Department of Arts and Culture except for that one guy who created the website as a joke. Instead, we have a pop culture, meaning we survive in an economy where art is mixed market and ticket sales and based on hype. So think ticket sales, hype, likes, fame. Less than 13% of the arts are state-funded in the US, and it's a $30 billion economy. About 60% of the arts economy is mixed market ticket sales. The remaining 30% is nonprofit or private funded, and then the remaining 13% is public funded. Artists reject state funding because they don't feel that it's radical enough, or they can't get the grants. In fact, less than 5% of grant applicants ever see funding. Artists also face scrutiny if they do get grant funding or public funding. So this propels artists to suffer financially or socially at every level. Most state funds are dispersed in the form of competitive grants to artists who have to apply for it. And this is a very inefficient method because 95% of the applications are wasting the artist's time and also the arts funders. I have ideas on how to fix this, and I've actually prototyped an app to try to fix this. But I'm curious if you all have any ideas on how you would like to see this fixed. So we're still broke or used and trapped by our communities, because even within communities, artists are so under-resourced. We're most often pit against each other for the same resources, which creates a lot of jealousy and envy. This includes competition, self-worth issues, even self-esteem and self-worth based on how well you perform at every gig or even practicing alone. And this doesn't affect only independent artists, but this affects artists at the top. So A-list, A-level celebrities making music on tour, etc. So for example, they're suffering from the commercialization of personhood from celebrity and people using their proximity to fame. So think Amy Winehouse, Whitney Houston, Britney Spears. According to my research, 80% of musicians struggle from anxiety and depression, which is comparable to a UK study that showed 70% of musicians struggle from anxiety and depression. So 80% of New York musicians struggle from anxiety and depression, and this is 4 times the rate of the general population and 5 times the rate of New Yorkers. If you're an artist and you're struggling with depression or anxiety, it's totally valid and it's not you. Literally everyone and everything is against you, even your artist friends. I'm not here to rage bait, I'm just trying to shed light and some hard facts. I make records, have toured, and play several instruments as a session musician and teach music at the college level, and I went into research because it all felt really crazy after 20 years, so I'm here to share my insights. My research goals are to help improve musicians' mental health and dispel these obstacles that we face at large and internally. I also lived overseas in a few countries where the governments took way better care of citizens than the US, and by comparison, I was shocked at how much we are thriving for scraps and how artist communities are affected here. Other goals of my research are to analyze and understand public policy so that we can actually get change and legislation passed. I believe strongly that getting legislation passed to get musicians paid, especially via the Stream Fair Act introduced in Congress by 2022. Let me know in the comments if any of this resonates with you and what your feelings are on this video. I really like to hear from you and interact. Anyway, I hope this helps, and If you are on a healed creative journey, like and follow for more.